it going, guys? DJ Aria Dash, always with a coffee.
Hey, does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee?
We've been setting up here probably since 8 a.m. We're doing sound, lighting. Another company came in and they're doing the trussing overhead. It's looking really good right now. My programmer is working on the lighting, and we're gonna go check out the ceremony sound system, plug in there, see what's going on, and get the ball rolling, honestly. It's about that time we start doing sound check, make sure everything is running adequately. Yeah, so let's head over, honestly. And as you can see, ceremony's already been set up, lighting, sound, DJ booth over there. How's it going, Matt?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to pack it away.
Okay. You're chilling. Did they plug in okay, or?
If they did, I don't know.
Okay. No one was talking to me. So right now we're plugging my DJ system for ceremony into the ceremony sound system. We're gonna do a quick check. In addition to that, they're taking photos at the chuppah, the bridegroom and both their families. So they're gonna be out here taking photos for, I wanna say, another 30 minutes. So right now we just figured out the booth. It was a little bit unstable before. What they ended up doing is they ended up basically putting the booth on these like little pillars here, down here to stabilize it from the bottom, so that, because honestly everything is heavy. The mixer particularly is very heavy. But I mean, yeah, it's like very important that this stuff doesn't fall, obviously, and also doesn't fall obviously in the middle of the event, because that would be no good. You'd probably see me like freak out a little bit, keep it together, but at the same time, like, this isn't, and I was just telling one of our crew today, this isn't like a normal event, you know? It's not like I'm showing up to a club or to some place to DJ. It's probably one of the most personal events. It's a wedding, you know, that's why I take this stuff very seriously. And weddings are not cheap, especially in LA. And I know the time investment, financial investment the clients make into the event. And for me, it's very important, and I feel like it's a big thing, and I'm thankful that they trust me with this stuff. So when I'm meticulous about specific things like, hey, the DJ booth is not working right, or it's not stable, that's something that I need to be meticulous about. The client trusted me to be meticulous about stuff like that, you know? I don't even want to go there, but imagine, you know, this stuff falls in the middle of the event. Like, who wants to, I can't deal with that, you know? So it's pretty important that we make sure everything is stable.
Now, one right over here, one right over here.
We have what? Tell me.
Light strobes. So if the fire alarm ever goes off,
okay,
you got a couple strobes that are gonna start flashing right here.
Got you.
Your music may be louder than the horn itself.
Okay.
So if you visually see that, all music needs to be cut off.
Okay, perfect. So we just dealt with, I'm assuming, I think it's fire department. Well, I mean, yeah, fire department. I mean, so they're just letting me know there's some strobes in the corners over there that indicate obviously something is going on that's not supposed to be going on, like a fire, LOL. So, I mean, they can't see it. It's honestly also partially draped because the entire room is draped. Low-key, I love when it's draped. But I mean, that could pose a problem for fire, right? But I mean, it's on my radar. I kind of see it. And you know, the thing is also, like, the music is going to be at a level where it'd be difficult, that it becomes louder than the actual fire horn. So people may not hear it, which also poses like another hazardous issue. But I mean, it's on my radar, you know. Had to put it on my radar. James, everything looking good to me?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
80% of venues, or even like 90%, don't really allow haze, fog, smoke, nothing.
So I mean, that's kind of a big thing with lighting, and it's also difficult because like with lighting, if there's no haze. And what haze and fog do basically is they add depth and kind of like this aperture to the lighting, right? Which basically means that light kind of bounces off things, right? So like, especially something in the air. So like, if we had haze and fog mixed into this room, it would feel as if these lights on top were just beams shooting across. So it adds a lot of effect to the lighting. But without haze and smoke, you kind of fall in like this limbo of, I need lighting, but the lighting is just gonna be a bunch of colors everywhere. You just kind of fall into the limbo of that. But it's, you know, it is what it is. My life right there on a USB. My life on a honestly, I say my life, but it's probably like 13, how old am I? 27, gonna be 28 in like a month. It's probably the last 15 years of my life condensed on a USB. So imagine. I want to plug in before we clean the room. Let me turn everything on. One sec. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going through the aisle list, make sure everything's queued up where it's supposed to be. I do this like 2 or 3 times, just because I really want to be sure every song is kind of piled up where it's supposed to be, and everything is sounding right. It's honestly, that's the biggest thing. It's supposed to be where it's supposed to be, because like at this point in time, everybody's like going to be sitting, and this is like where people are really paying the most attention to a certain extent. They're really looking at what's going on during the aisle list. They're looking at what's going on with the music, and it's all the feelings. So it's just like making sure this is in line is actually huge. So just making sure it holds. Basically, that's it. Right, walking down the aisle right now. It's always like everything comes to this moment. And it's the best because like all I have to do is stand here and make sure everything works. That's it. Yo, we're ready. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, mic check. Welcome to the Shamulian wedding, everybody. Find your seat, grab a drink. We're gonna get started very soon.
In the beat, got my sensory overload, 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 load, overload. What you think is my sensory overload, overload, overload. I lose control. In the beat, got my sensory overload, 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 load, overload. What you think is my sensory overload, overload, overload. I lose control. In the beat, got my sensory overload, 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 load, overload. What you think is my sensory overload, overload.